The US Supreme Court has ruled that states cannot keep Donald Trump off the 2024 ballot. The unanimous ruling strikes down Colorado's bid to bar Mr. Trump from its presidential primary. The state's top court removed the former president from that ballot in December, citing a constitutional ban on insurrectionists running for office. Similar attempts have been made in other states, pointing to Mr. Trump's role in the January 6 attack on the US Capitol. Well, the Supreme Court's decision applies nationwide, and Mr. Trump welcomed the ruling.
I want to start by thanking the Supreme Court for its unanimous decision today. It was a very important decision. We're very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way toward bringing our country together, which our country needs.
Let's get more on this from DW correspondent Janelle Dumoulin in Washington, D.C. Welcome, Janelle. So just talk us through what the Supreme Court has said.
Well, the Supreme Court has unanimously ruled to allow Trump to stay on the ballot for the Colorado primary. Now, of course, this has wide-ranging implications, not just for Colorado, but this will apply nationwide. We know that there were similar pushes to keep Trump off the ballot in the likes of Maine and Illinois. But basically, what this ruling does is that it ends challenges to Trump's candidacy related to Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. So that's the part of the Constitution that bars insurrectionists from holding office. So the message behind the court's ruling is that it should not be up to individual states to enforce Section 3, and that could lead to chaos if different states come to different conclusions. Rather, they think that it should be up to Congress to pass legislation around when Section 3 can be invoked and how it should be enforced. Now, this was quite a long shot argument to make anyway, but it was important to clarify before the Super Tuesday primary. Colorado is one of those voting states. But what this ruling does not do is tell us whether the Supreme Court thinks that Donald Trump engaged in an insurrection, which, of course, was the state's basis for trying to kick Trump off of the ballot.
OK. You mentioned Super Tuesday just then. We're just 24 hours ahead of those Super Tuesday primaries. How close is Donald Trump to securing the nomination of the Republican Party as their official candidate?
Well, at this point, it would be surprising if he does not secure the nomination. He is very much on track. He has 244 delegates. At this point, you need 1,215. His closest competitor, Nikki Haley, has 43. And incidentally, she actually won her first nominating contest right here in Washington, D.C. yesterday. Donald Trump has won all of the other ones. Now, for Super Tuesday tomorrow, more than 800 delegates are up for grabs again. He is widely expected to sweep that vote. So it really does look like we're headed for a Biden-Trump rematch come November. And it doesn't also look like the complicated timelines around his legal cases would be able to keep him from the White House. As it stands, only really one of those cases is on track time-wise. That is the case in New York involving hush money paid to the adult film actress Stormy Daniels. That is set to go to trial later this month. With all the other cases, everything else might happen closer to the election. And if Donald Trump actually ends up winning the election, then those legal cases could be rendered moot, especially if he becomes the president and he orders the Department of Justice to junk them.
OK, thank you for that, Janelle. Janelle Dumoulin in Washington.